Hidden naval fleets, communications intelligence, and encrypted codes. This is something that was added to WarPlan in the Pacific to try to mimic what was happening in the Pacific War for real, and also add some extra anxiety to players not knowing where their enemy is at all times. So we're going to go over all three of those. Hidden naval fleets. Hidden naval fleets will technically disappear when the enemy has a 0 reconnaissance detection level in a hex. So, for example, once the Axis take Rabaul, take Papua New Guinea, take Netherlands East Indies, Malaya, and all the associated islands between there and the Marshalls, the Allies will not have any idea where their fleets are unless they're close to one of their controlled land areas in supply. The next part of that is communications intelligence. Each country generates communication intelligence points every single turn based on their production. This can be used for an assortment of things, like generating an intelligence unit, breaking an opponent's code, encryption code, or re-encrypting your code. Encryption levels. So every country also has an encryption level, which is basically their encryption code for all their communications. The higher the level of encryption, the harder it is to break, the harder it is to get good and detailed information on. Using the common points, like I said before, players can try to break the encryption or reset their own once they have enough points. Like, for example, the United States here in this example has 120 points. They could rework their encryption codes and make it more difficult to scan them or to break them. Also, the United States can use their points to try to break Japan's encryption codes. Or they could build a comment unit themselves. The comment unit basically does this. So here we have one ready. This is used to scan an area that they don't have any information on and see what's there. So let's take an example of these fleets. So we know here that there are 3 ships in the area. We know there are 5 ships in the area with a destroyer group. We got some intelligence over here. All right. Or for example, unknown ships in the area. We don't know what's here. So now we can use communications intelligence that we buy over here and deploy it. The number tells you how much the detection level went up and the intelligence gathering low. So now we know a little bit more that there are 3 ships in the area instead of unknown. I don't know if it went up or down, actually. I don't remember. 4 ships over here. We get some more information on these units where before we didn't have any before. And you could tell that if, let's say, the enemy encryption is pretty high, you get a lot of low intels instead of high intels or medium intels. And that's how you could tell if you want to use your encryption points to try to break theirs more. Now, as the enemy, you don't know when your intel is broken. Just like the Japanese didn't know their codes were broken. And every once in a while, especially the Japanese, you might want to rework those codes and have the Allies spend points to try to break them again. This is going to add a very interesting element to the game. As the beta testers have already pointed out, that they have a good level of anxiety not knowing where the enemy fleet is or where they're going to strike or where the action is going to be. And with intel, it reveals information on where you're going to invade, where the enemy is. It's a very interesting element to the game, along with the hidden naval forces.